Hey guys, what's up? Dr. W here, and today we're going to discuss my impressions of Destiny 2 Season of Arrivals. Now, it's been a few weeks, which I usually like to give these seasons a couple weeks before I give my impressions on them just to see how they're shaping out and, how the flow of the seasons go and what the gameplay loop looks like. If it seems like they're going to add a lot of new content during the season or not. So, after finishing this week's worth of content, I feel like I have a good grasp on this season, at least enough to give you my first impressions, see if you should jump in now or hold off until Beyond Light or somewhere in between, maybe. So let's get on into it. I'm going to start with my positives and then we'll go through. The first positive is that the opening mission that you are thrown into as soon as you start the season, regardless if you own the season or not, the first mission and the cinematics that go along with it are excellent, and they made me really excited to play the season. It's really engrossing, and I was excited to hop in, like I said, and it's really well done, and it's a great way to start the season, and I hope that they're able to keep up this momentum going forward. Maybe a cutscene in the middle or at the end. A couple more hits of like adrenaline throughout. Next, the Umber Ingram system is very rewarding, and I hope a system similar to this is implemented in Destiny as a whole and not just for the loot of Season of Arrivals. So the agency that this system gives the player to determine what type of loot is going to drop out of the Ingrams, and you can be more specific the more upgraded this decrypting machine is. I really like this system, and it keeps me playing. It keeps me wanting to earn Umber Ingrams so I can determine what's going to drop out of them to help, boost my character up and level them up a little more specific as opposed to how it's been in Destiny throughout. So I'm really excited about this Umber Ingram system. It's really cool in the Season of Arrivals, and I'm really hoping they can implement it in Beyond Light and going forward. Now a new kind of like a middle ground type of thing for this season is the new public event Contact. It's much better than the Seraph Towers, but it's getting a little repetitive for me. And um, I like the gameplay. That's like Gambit, but you just do the same thing over and over. And the quest each week for the season makes you do it 2 or 3 times at least. And once you've done this, however long this season is, 12 weeks or whatever, you've done this like 40 times at the bare minimum. It's kind of getting a bit long in the tooth here, and I wish there was a little more variety in it so it wouldn't be so repetitive. But I like playing it. I'm going to keep doing it. I don't think it's repetitive enough to make me stop, but I do notice the sameness of it. I like the weekly mission that you get for completing the contact thing 2 or 3 times, where you go and do this interference weekly mission. It changes a little bit. I've noticed that this week's weekly mission, week threes, is a little different from what you have to do and who you have to fight than the first couple weeks. That's nice. It's also becoming a little repetitive though because the changes aren't that much. Especially without new cinematics each week, which I know is a little much to expect. But really, all we're getting at the end is like a sentence from Eris, which is not enough for me to feel like it's, you're getting something new each week. It just feels like you're doing the same thing with a couple tweaks and then, a couple sentences at the end. I really wish it was more a new experience, but maybe that's a little too much to ask, so that's why it's not a negative and more of like a middle road point. Some of the negatives for this season, for someone who owns the Season of Arrivals, I feel like I brought just a premium battle pass like you would in Fortnite or something, since almost the entirety of this season's content is free to everyone. So from what I understand, everyone can do the Contact public event and the interference missions, if I'm not mistaken. But like that's like most of the content. They can get Umber Ingrams, they can decrypt the Umber Ingrams. So it seems like the free to play players are getting the leg up on those who've given Bungie money this season, and I don't know if that's a problem for anyone else, but I feel a little bit robbed in a way since I did buy this season pass for a game that you've already paid for. So it's a little making me uneasy a bit, I guess. And next up, my last point is I am mostly intrigued in this season as a prelude to Beyond Light. But if it was more of a standalone season, I would probably have lost my interest by now. I'm interested to see where Destiny's going. I'm very interested in Beyond Light. And since this season kind of connects with it, I'm playing just to see how it's going to all tie together at the end. But the gameplay loop is okay. You know, getting the Umbreonglums, I really like that, but doing contact and interference is kind of waning on me. So if, like, I knew this wasn't really going anywhere, I probably would have stopped. But since it is, or supposedly is going somewhere, you know, especially tying in with the new expansion in September, sticking around because I'm excited to see how that connects. So my verdicts, if you are someone who is a devoted Destiny player, then you've already purchased and are playing this, so I don't really know what I can tell you to sway you to play more of it or not to play it. That's not really my position here, so go enjoy it. I'll see you out there. If you play a little bit of each season and then drop out, which is usually what I do, honestly, then I encourage you to check this season out as it's quite good, especially the reward gameplay loop. There's not a lot of story content, there's a little bit, so if you look for a lot of story, these seasons aren't really where you're going to get that. But if you like playing the game, I'd say you hop back in for like 2 or 3 weeks. It's a fun experience. And then if you're someone who hasn't played since Shadowkeep, I would advise you to wait until Beyond Light. Because, I mean, if you haven't played since Shadowkeep, then you're probably one of those people who enjoy the story and the new, you know, burst of life that the big fall expansions give Destiny. And you're really not going to be into these seasons, honestly. Go look up, like, a YouTube video of the cinematics, you know, kind of get where the season's going, and then just hold off till Beyond Light. But I'd advise you to hop back in when Beyond Light comes out, because it seems like it's going to be the first truly 100% Bungie developed expansion for Destiny, so we're going to see the full vision without any influence from Activision. This seems like the first true expansion Bungie's done 100% their way. It's going to be exciting to see that. So I hope I see you there in September. And if I have to give this expansion initial grade, I'm going to give it a B-. It's probably one of the best seasons we've had, especially after Menagerie. You know, what was it? Season of Opulence was the name for that season. That was probably the best season they've done, obviously, because the Menagerie is great. But all the other seasons after that have kind of waned. And this one's better than most of them, especially last season. It's much better than that one. So that's my impressions. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. I'll be posting a Where's Zerg video on Friday. Probably around reset time, so be sure to check that out. Be sure to check out some of my other videos. I'm going to start doing some non-gameplay videos, especially starting next week. I hope you guys, if you guys aren't into them, that's fine. They're going to be examinations of the 2020 United States general election. It's not going to be like a politics-heavy one. It's going to be more about data and polls and stuff, because I'm really into that. So I hope you guys want to check that out too. If not, that's cool. And check out some other gameplay videos I'll be releasing for Destiny and stuff like that. So remember to subscribe. Hopefully we can get to 200 subscribers by the end of July. That'd be awesome. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.